Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Myself Tabiq Mohammed, and today we are going to discuss about the humerus bone which is present in the arm. A fact of humerus. It is the longest bone in the upper limb and it articulates with the scapula, and this called radius and this called ulna, and humerus is the single bone which is present in the arm. Keep watching this video till the end and hit a like button. And now let's discuss about the part, surface and its landmark. Let's go.
First, we are going to learn about the parts of the humerus. Now, this part is known as the head of the humerus, and this head of humerus is smooth spherical like proximal end of the bone, and it is oriented in the supramedial direction and slightly posteriorly also. It is continuously infralaterally with the anatomical neck of humerus, and the head of humerus is covered with articular cartilage and articulate with the glenoid fossa of scapulum, forming the glenohumeral. It means shoulder joint. And the next part is anatomical neck. The anatomical neck of humerus is the short, constricted part of the bone that connects the head and body of humerus, and it is formed by the shallow groove which encircle the head of humerus. And next we are going to see the body of humerus. The body is also called as shaft. Body of humerus is the long tubular part of bone, superior with the anatomical neck and inferior with the condyle of humerus, and its proximal half is cylindrical. And next, condyle of humerus. Condyle of humerus is the border distal end of the bone. It is continuous superiorly with the bone of humerus and contain articular and non-articular area, and the articular area includes the trochlea and capitulum. The non-articular area includes the medial and lateral epicondyle of humerus. And next we are going to see the greater tubercle. Greater tubercle, yeah, this part. It projects laterally from the junction between the anatomical neck and the body of humerus, and it is located posterior to the lesser tubercle. And next, lesser tubercle, and it is also called as tubercle of Weber, is the small eminent found on the anterior aspect of the proximal end of humerus. It projects anteriorly from the junction between the anatomical neck and the body of humerus, and it is located anteromedial to the greater tubercle. Now we move to the surface of humerus. At first we have this pink part is known as the anterior border of humerus, or we can call it as margin of humerus. The margin located along the frontal aspect of body of humerus. And next, anterolateral surface of humerus is the area of anterolateral aspect of the body of humerus. And next we are going to see about the anteromedial surface of humerus, this part. This is the area of the anteromedial aspect of the body of humerus. And next we are going to see the part called lateral body of humerus, this pink part. And the next surface is lateral epicondyle of humerus, this part. Yeah, it also called as the external epicondyle of humerus. It is the projection found at the distal end of lateral supracondyle ridge of humerus. It is less prominent than the medial epicondyle of humerus. And next surface is lateral supracondyle ridge of humerus. This part, this pink part is known as lateral supracondyle ridge of humerus, and it is the sharp prominent margin located along the lateral aspect of the distal end of body of humerus. And next surface we are going to learn, that is medial border of humerus, this pinkish part, and this medial border located along the posteromedial aspect of the body of humerus. And the next surface is medial epicondyle of humerus, and it is also called as the internal epicondyle, and it is the subcutaneous projection found at the distal end of the medial supracondyle ridge of humerus. It is more prominent than the lateral epicondyle of humerus. And next we have medial supracondyle ridge of humerus, this part. It is the sharp and prominent margin located along the medial aspect of the distal end of the body of humerus, and we have the last surface called posterior surface of humerus. This pink portion is called as the posterior surface of humerus and is the area on the dorsal aspect of the body of humerus. Medial border of humerus, this pink part. Medial border can name it as margin of humerus also, and the margin located along the posteromedial aspect of the body of humerus. Now we're gonna get some knowledge from the landmarks of humerus. At first we have the capitulum, which is present in the humerus. The capitulum is the smooth convex projection found on the infralateral aspect of the condyle of humerus. And next part we're gonna learn is coronoid fossa. Yes, this part is known as the coronoid fossa, this green color part. This is a small depression found superior to the trochlea of humerus. Now we're going to learn about the crust of greater tubercle. This green part is known as the crust of greater tubercle, and it is rough part and longitudinal ridge located on the anteromedial aspect of the greater tubercle, and it forms the posterolateral border of the intertubercle sulcus. And next we have the crust of lesser tubercle. This part is known as the crust of lesser tubercle, and it is the sharp part, and it is longitudinal ridge located on the posterolateral aspect of the lesser tubercle. It forms the anteromedial border of the intertubercle sulcus. And next we have the deltoid tubercle, and it is rough part and triangular prominent found on the middle third of anterolateral surface of humerus. And the important point of deltoid tuberosity is it provides an insertion site of the deltoid muscle. And next we have groove for radial nerve. This part is known as the groove for radial nerve. This landmark is shallow oblique depression found along the posterior surface of humerus. It travels in a inferolateral direction and is located between the origin site of medial and lateral head of triceps and bicep muscle. And next we have groove for ulnar nerve. The groove for ulnar nerve is the shallow depression found along the posterior surface of medial epicondyle of humerus, and in this ulnar nerve passes through this groove. Then we have intertubercle sulcus. This green part is known as intertubercle sulcus. Is the vertical longitudinal depression found on the anterolateral aspect of the proximal end of humerus. It is located between the greater and lesser tubercle of humerus. And next landmark we have the olecranon fossa, this depression. And the olecranon fossa is the large deep depression found along the posterior aspect of the condyle of humerus. And the main point of this olecranon fossa is it accommodates the olecranon of ulna during elbow extension. And next part we have the radial fossa. This part is known as the radial fossa. This part is the small and shallow depression found superior to the capitulum of the humerus. And next we have the surgical neck of humerus. This part is known as the surgical neck of humerus, and it is located distal to the greater and lesser tubercle. And the important point of this is the surgical neck is a weak area of the humerus, and therefore we can find a common site for humeral fracture. At last we have a landmark called trochleola of humerus, and it is smooth and pulley shaped projection found on the inferomedial aspect of the condyle of humerus.
I hope you guys understood today's topic very well and keep supporting me by hitting a like button. Until then, bye bye. We will meet again in the next video. Cheers.